Hello, Chiefs. What we're going to be going over here today is Chapter 10, Lesson 3. It's about interpersonal conflicts and how to resolve conflicts. I know sometimes within a conflict situation, it can be tough to resolve it. And some of these things that we are going to talk about here, you might think, oh, that's cheesy, Mr. Dauble. But it's not in the big scheme of things, and there's ways of handling it that doesn't come across as cheesy. So interpersonal conflicts, the types of conflicts that impact relationships are interpersonal conflicts. Okay. And interpersonal conflicts are conflicts often occur when one person wants, needs, wishes, demands, and expectations or beliefs clash with that of another person. So as people, even as much as we are alike or we get along, we're not always going to have the same wants, wishes, or demands or needs. Okay. The type of conflicts that impact relationships are interpersonal conflicts. Okay. A beneficial result of some conflict is that they require people to come together to work out problems. Okay. In society today, in relationships, romantic relationships, friendships, as you know, many romantic relationships do not work out. Marriages, over 50% don't work out. And there's a lot of people, the problem with a lot of it is people just want their way. And in a relationship situation, you're not always going to get your way. You can come to a compromise, and we'll talk about some of those things as well. What causes conflicts? Okay. In personal relationships, conflicts can occur when one person wants to control the actions, opinions, or decisions of another person. Think in your head. From maybe certain friendships, certain people want to control all the time. I know I can think of in my friendships with certain people that want to control all the action, want to control all the decisions. Okay. Common causes of conflict, power struggles. Okay. What a power struggle is there's a back and forth of who wants to take charge. Okay. A lot of times in certain situations with a boss and an employee, you have that power struggle in place. But when you are in a relationship and you should be on equal level playing field, there sometimes can be a power struggle back and forth and pushing back and forth that way. Causes of conflict, loyalty. A lot of times people expect loyalty. I know I struggle with this as well. I expect if I'm loyal to somebody, I expect them to be loyal to me. Okay, and that's not always true. Okay, you may tell one of your friends a secret and tell them not to tell, and they've told you a secret and told you not to tell. We're talking about something that's not dangerous, and you may not tell anybody, and they may go run and tell somebody. They're not showing loyalty there, are they? Jealousy and envy in relationships. Jealousy and envy are a huge problem as well. You're jealous of one person, you're jealous of, there's a lot of different aspects. Envy, you might be jealous of what they have. I've found that and it's human nature. A lot of times people see this on social media, right? You look on social media and you become jealous or envious of what people are doing. And what I found is people that post a lot on social media about how great their life is, it usually isn't all that great. Okay. Maybe they're trying to mask something or hide something. Okay. So don't get wrapped up into that aspect with social media. Property disputes. Hey, your little brothers and sisters and you fought with them and you may still, hey, this is my room. Hey, that's my PlayStation controller. Those type of things, property type disputes. As you get older, it gets worse on certain things like, hey, that's my property, that's my fence, etc. Okay. Territory and space. I kind of just touched on that. Maybe you have to share a room with your brother or sister and you have certain spots in the room. That's my side of the room. Get your stuff off my side of the room. Hey, your dirty socks are on my side of the room. That's a territorial space conflict. Okay. That should be easily resolved because hopefully they would pick their socks up. Okay. Avoiding conflict. Understand that causes of conflict in relationships may help you keep conflict from developing. Okay. If you see that a conflict is building, it is often wise to walk away. Doing so may prevent the conflict from escalating or growing into a situation that is unhealthy or unsafe for everyone involved. A lot of times in domestic violence type of situations and domestic disputes with relationships with, a married couple, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a girlfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend type of situation, it's a situation where one of the people should have walked away. I had a friend one time that's an attorney. He told me, hey, if you're ever in an argument with a significant other and it's escalating, he says, your best bet is to leave immediately. Okay. And that goes for everybody, guy or girl. Hey, walk away. It doesn't mean that the person, you don't love the person or care about the person. It just means, hey, I need to walk away and cool off. I know I've been in that situation. I had a girlfriend one time, it was an argument, and it escalating. And I just said, hey, I'm out of here. I'm leaving. Okay. So it's one of those things that you had to do in that situation. Responding to conflict, your primary concern should be with your health and safety. So when you're in a situation where a conflict occurs, make sure your safety is number one. If you need to remove yourself from the situation, do so. Okay. Walking away from potentially dangerous situations is a mature, healthful choice. So the example I gave you with walking away from the fight with my girlfriend that time, it was a healthful choice. Okay. Was I mad at that point? Yes. Was she mad at me? Did she do all the stuff I talked about? Hey, you don't love me. You don't care. You just left. Okay. That's not the case. Okay. You may just need a cooling down period to discuss a situation. And a lot of times I know when I've been mad, after I've cooled down and assessed the situation, and we come to a resolution. Minor conflicts can often be resolved by a simple compromise. Something as simple as, like, say, hey, your brother. I remember when I was a kid, my brother and I had to decide what movie we were going to, and we'd go with my dad. Okay, and a lot of times we would agree on a movie. Sometimes we wouldn't. So then it would be, hey, this time you pick the movie, next time I pick the movie, and we had to. That was a compromise. Okay, compromise may be difficult to reach, and the differences of opinion are strong or concern in serious matters. I mean, you can see this in situations right now on TV, right? With politics, there is no compromise. There is no in the middle anymore. Everybody wants to be way over here or way over here. There's not a lot of coming together in the middle, and that's an issue. And you got to practice that in your daily life as well. Okay, you're not always going to get your way. Conflict resolution strategies. You can learn effective conflict resolution strategy skills to prepare yourself for various situations. Take time to calm down and think over your situation. Hey, Susie, I need to walk away from the situation right now. I need some time. Just let me calm down. Okay. When discussing the conflict, then that doesn't mean you start after they've left, and that doesn't mean texting them nonstop. Okay. Let them calm down, relax. Okay. When discussing the conflict, take turns explaining each other person's side of the conflict without interruption. Use I messages. Okay. It shouldn't be something like, Susie, you did this. You made me mad. You did this. You knew exactly what you were doing. Okay. So now the difference would be, Susie, I know this sounds corny, guys. I feel like when you do that I feel like you don't respect me. Okay. I feel like that's how it's me. That doesn't put all the fault onto them. It's also in my court. Maybe I'm misinterpreting what she's doing or that person's doing. Okay. Ask for clarification so that each person understands the other position. Susie would give me her side of the story, and I'll give her mine. I feel this way. She would come back and say, I feel this way. Okay. Brainstorm solutions. How can we resolve this? Hey, I won't do that next time because, I know it bothers you and I understand that. Okay. Or it could be in my situation. I could say, I understand now. I understand why you were doing that. Okay. That is my fault. I'm sorry. Okay. Agree on the solution that benefits both sides. Agree on it. Follow up to see whether the correct solution was chosen and whether the solution worked for each person. So, you're going to see it. Now, you can talk about the solution, but you have to apply it as well. So if the same fight keeps coming back around, that's a problem with your conflict strategies. Respect for oneself and others. Okay, to resolve a conflict fairly and effectively, you must show respect for yourself and others. Show respect for yourself and others. You shouldn't let people treat you how you allow them to treat you. I know you guys have heard me say that. They treat you how you allow them to treat you. Okay, so you need to draw that line and put that boundary up so they know not to step over that line. If you continue, it's just like that in relationships. If the one partner cheats and the other partner takes them back, not all the time, but biggest percentage of time, that partner will continue to cheat because they think that the other person will keep taking them back. Okay. When you respect yourself, you can stand up for yourself and your beliefs. You should always stand up for what you believe in. Okay. You should let that person know that that's where you stand on a situation. Okay. I mean, you don't have to be aggressive about it. You can be calm, cool, collected. I don't appreciate you treating me that way. Don't ever do that again. Okay. That's calm and saying in situation. Okay. When you respect others, you can listen to them with an open mind, consider their thoughts and feelings, and honor their values. I have a lot of friends that I don't agree with, guys and ladies. Okay. We're friends, but I don't necessarily agree with all their thoughts, feelings, or their values. Okay. In certain situations, a person can be your friend and you don't agree with them smoking, right? They can still be your friend. Okay. Those type of things. Okay. It doesn't mean that you can't be friends with them. It just means that you have different value sets. I've had that conversation with friends of mine before. We don't have to agree to disagree, right? When you are tolerant of different viewpoints or ideas, fewer conflicts arise. So if you're tolerant of friends, you don't have to agree with how they do things or how they live their lifestyle, but that's not your place to tell them how to live their life. So, hey, there's no conflicts, right? You're tolerant to other people. Hey, you want to do those certain things, or you want to work there, or you want to do these certain other things. That is their choice or their lifestyle. You shouldn't be, that should not be their friend because you may not agree with some of the things that they do. Okay. Now I understand you're probably going, well, what if it's something that's harmful? That's different. In that situation, you should let them know that, hey, I don't agree with what you're doing yourself. You're being harmful to yourself. Okay. And state why, and be there for them and ask for, if they need help, that you'll be happy to help them. Negotiating during conflict resolution. The negotiation process involves the following: talking. Okay. A lot of people like to talk, but the next one, a lot of people don't like to do. They don't like to listen. They don't like to listen to what the other person has to say. That's what you need to do. Not interrupt, let them finish their thought, and then you come back with it. Okay. I know recently in presidential debates and stuff that we've had out, okay, they're not doing a lot of listening. Okay. They're not considering the other person's viewpoint. Okay. Obviously, they're not compromising. In that situation, it's not really a compromise situation. Okay. But when you're negotiating, like say you've ever been with your parents to a car lot and they're buying a car. You're negotiating. Hey, I want this price. They come back with that price. Okay. You go back and forth. Okay. Until you kind of meet somewhere in the middle. Usually you don't throw out an offer and then they take it right away. Okay. I know I get nervous when that happens. I feel like I'm getting took on something, right? Okay. Devising a plan for working jointly to resolve the conflict. You come up with a plan. Okay. In the PE department and health department, if we have a conflict, we talk about it, and then we decide, how are we going to resolve that conflict? How are we going to change that? So-and-so wants to add a certain sport or activity to a PE class. We talk about it, why we think that's great, why we think it doesn't work. A lot of other factors, how much it will cost, etc. Okay. So you work jointly to resolve the conflict. Negotiations during conflict resolution, make sure the issue is important to you. If it's something that's not important to you, it just shouldn't worry about it, right? Where should we get gas? I don't care, right? Get gas wherever you want, right? Okay, you shouldn't get an argument about where you get gas at, okay? Check your facts. Make sure you got your facts straight, okay? Make sure you know that you're on the same ballpark, okay? Remind yourself that your goal is to find a solution, not to fight or prove who is in control, okay? You're not trying to fight. You're not trying to win, okay? A lot of times people always are trying to win. You're not trying to win, okay? It's in a relationship, you should be on equal footing, okay? A lot of people think that they're trying to win. Rehearse what you will say, even if you have to script it out in advance. Okay, I've done this before in certain conflicts that I've had. Okay, I've wrote out some of my pros and cons and what I think. Okay, or within a situation when I'm in an argument after the fact, after I've calmed down. Hey, these are the things where I'm coming from. Steps to take when negotiating: select a time and place suited to work out problems. Okay, should be on a neutral footing. Okay, work together toward a solution. Keep an open mind, be flexible. Okay, take responsibility for your role in the conflict. hey, I did this wrong. That was my fault that I yelled at you. I'm sorry for that. Okay. Give the other person an out. Hey, if anytime you don't feel comfortable talking about this anymore, we can just drop it. Okay. We can talk about it later. Okay. What is mediation? Okay. When it's not possible two parties in a conflict to reach an agreement, it is time for mediation. Mediation happens a lot of times in court cases, especially in court cases like a divorce. Okay. A mediator comes in and tries to help come to a resolution. When the two parties can't agree on things, a mediator comes in and tries to meet in the middle. Okay. During the mediation process, the mediator maintains a strict confidentiality. Okay. So a lot of times, if the judge in a situation they rule, and then both sides have to agree, whatever that judge rules in the mediation, that's what they accept. Okay. The process was well-defined ground rules that are set by the mediator and explained to both sides. Okay. Explains everything to both sides. Many schools offer programs for settling conflicts that take place at a school. These programs are called peer mediators. Okay. A lot of times I know we've done that like an athletic table in other districts I've worked in, where we would come in and come up with a solution for a punishment for somebody that violated the athletic code. Okay. Peers come in and with them and other athletes within the school athletic program, other teachers, coaches, etc. Okay. Okay. That's kind of that. We'll talk about, any questions about that. I know some of that stuff, a mediator is kind of just a type of person that's kind of the middle person that resolves the conflict. Okay.